Jeffries as Marion Kirby, the ghostess with the mostess. Robert Sterling as George Kirby, that most sportive spirit. And Leo T. Carroll, host to said ghosts, as Topper.
This is banker Cosmo Topper at his Sunday breakfast, a soft-boiled egg. This is genius George Kirby, a hard-boiled ghost. Beautiful Marion Kirby, a coddled ghost. And alcoholic Neil, a fried ghost. All good eggs. Neil is having his usual breakfast, a martini. Although, instead of an olive, he has a prune. You see, the Kirbys and Neil became ghosts when they lost their lives in an avalanche.
Marion, George, please. My breakfast.
Oh, don't be so plebeian, Topper. You're coming out to a restaurant with us. La Marseillaise. Exquisite French cuisine.
Start your day right, darling. Exotic food, cold champagne.
Ridiculous champagne.
Cosmo.
What do you say, Topper?
I'm not going.
Not going where, dear?
I'm not going to the bank, dear.
Of course you're not, Cosmo. Today is Sunday.
Oh, so it is. You're a walking calendar, Henrietta.
Are you hinting I look like Marilyn Monroe?
So is this egg. Put it back in its cup, Marion, and let's go to breakfast.
Cosmo, that egg. Did you see it almost slapped my face?
Oh, yes. It's a very fresh egg.
But how did it go through the air like that?
Oh, just precocious. Learning to fly before it can squawk.
Goodbye, Topper.
Goodbye.
Well, don't rush me, dear. I'm going to be gone for the whole day and night.
Gone for the night?
Remember I told you yesterday I was going over to take care of Elsie Warble. Poor thing has the croup, and she's all alone.
Oh, yes, of course. So I'm going to be a bachelor for the night, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'll get in a bevy of dancing girls and a mambo band.
Cosmo loves mambo. Isn't that good, dear?
Not very.
Well, I wish you would do something to liven up this house. Even the mail we get is dull. The seed catalog and... Look, Cosmo. Here's a letter addressed to George Kirby.
George Kirby?
You remember, we bought this house from their estate. After they were, you know what, by that avalanche.
I know, but I'd like to...
It's postmarked California, someplace called Alcatraz.
Yeah, let me see.
Alcatraz. Isn't that a summer resort, Cosmo?
Yes, but they do a pretty thriving business all year round. Alcatraz is a prison, Henrietta. I'll see to this, dear. You'd better be running along to Elsie's.
Oh, yes. Well, now, you're sure you're going to be all right?
Why, yes, of course. You said yourself nothing ever happens around here.
Goodbye, Cosmo. And remember, no mambo dancers.
Yes?
My name is McCready. I'm a policeman. May I come in, sir?
Why, yes, of course.
I'll be brief. We intercepted a letter sent to this address from Alcatraz prison by a man named Roger Hartley. He did time for jewel robbery.
He sent a letter to me?
Hartley was a friend of the Kirbys. Now, we have every reason to believe that he hid a very valuable ruby in this house before he was arrested.
Well, I can assure you, officer, that
Hartley will arrive here this evening. Headquarters wants you to let him stay here as your guest.
A jewel thief? My guest?
Yes, sir. I'll be here, and you can introduce me as an old friend. That way, I can watch Hartley, and he'll probably lead me to the ruby.
Well, I just hope the Kirbys won't mind.
How could they? They're dead.
Quite. But you see, I happen to be in daily contact with the spirits of George and Marion Kirby and drinking dog Neil.
How's that, sir?
Ghosts, you know.
Oh, yes, sir. Except, of course, I don't believe in that hocus pocus.
Oh, you will, officer. You will.
Don't be nervous, sir. Hartley's due here any minute. It's almost 8 o'clock.
You feel quite certain that the ruby is hidden somewhere in this house, officer?
Oh, yes. And please don't call me officer, sir. I'm just plain Tom McCready, an old friend, sir.
Oh, sorry, I'll watch it. You better not call me sir, Tom.
Oh, yes. And we've got to be very careful when Hartley gets here. If he gets suspicious, he won't snap at the bait, and we'll never get him back in the can.
Are we after a jewel thief or a salmon?
It's him, Topper. It's good old Roger. Let him in.
What are you made up for?
I used to carry the water bucket when Roger was the star fullback in college.
Well, I'll be doggone if it isn't George's father. I'd know you anywhere, Mr. Kirby. George used to show me your picture all the time.
Roger. My good old blood brother. I was an awful Marion. He can't see me.
I never could see him.
Just a moment. I'm not George's father.
Well, then his uncle. Of course. Well, I'm Roger Hartley. Good old Roger the Rock. I sent George a letter I was coming.
Yes, I know.
Roger, old buddy, it's George.
Yeah. Be quiet.
Sorry. You have a baby in the house?
No, it's the neighbor's cat. A very light sleeper. Well, you'd better come along into the living room. There are one or two things that need explaining.
Well, tell him what happened to us, Topper. Tell him about Neil, too.
Well, you just go ahead and run the interference, Unc, and I'll be right behind you.
Oh, what a guy that Roger is. Doesn't he look great?
Not to me, he doesn't. I don't trust him.
Well, you're not being fair, Marion. He's gone straight. We should stand behind him.
And that's the safest place. You stand in front of him and he'll pick your pocket.
Mr. Hartley, this is my old friend Tom McCready. Glad to meet you.
Likewise.
I think you'd better prepare yourself for a shock, Mr. Hartley. My name is Cosmo Topper. I live in this house now. George and Marion Kirby are dead.
Dead?
Died in an avalanche some time ago.
Well, that's quite a blow, George gone. We used to have a lot of happy times right here in this very house.
Yeah, we did.
Where was I?
His wife never knew about the shindigs. A little poker, dice, gin, you know.
I'd like you to feel at home as though the Kerbys were still here. I read the letter you intended for them. Opened it by mistake. Least I can do is offer you my hospitality.
You're very kind to save me from going to a hotel.
His last hotel didn't have very good room service.
Mary.
Well, if you would like to come along and get settled, I hope you don't mind having to share a room with Tom here.
Gosh, no, Tom don't mind.
Oh, it'll be fine with me, sir. Cosmo.
Well, let's shove off, shall we?
Ah, that's my pal, Marion. Boy, I'd sure like to be carrying water for him again. Hey, my water bucket.
He's headed for a saloon.
Roger, look. A full-blooded St. Bernard. 20 minutes from now, a cockeyed spaniel.
What was that?
George Kirby. He kicked the bucket and it's still rolling.
Hi there, Roger. I didn't think you'd be asleep.
Must be quite a draft in here.
Yeah, must be.
Just try to hear me, Roger. If Topper can do it, you can.
I was going down for a glass of milk, but I think I'll skip it.
Please, Roger, concentrate. Hey, don't go to sleep. It's George, Roger. George Kirby. Oh, Roger, stick around. Oh, no, you don't. You're going to stay right here until I can make you here. Come on, back to bed.
Hey, what's the big idea of pulling me back on the bed like that?
I did it, Roger, old boy. Old George.
I never laid a finger on you. I swear on my badge.
Well, somebody...
Oh, I'm an Eagle Scout.
Oh, all right. Okay, but I'm going down for that milk.
What do you mean, milk? Oh, I'll open some champagne so we can toast the old days. This occasion calls for champagne.
What happened? What happened? I think he's gone for the ruby. But you didn't help, though. What were those tricks you played with the door?
Tricks? I didn't play any tricks. It was George.
George? George who?
George Kirby. I told you his spirit was constantly...
Wait a minute. I hear Hartley dialing the phone. Come on.
Now, don't get mad, Trixie. This is the first chance I had to call you. Yeah, I'm at the house now. No, I haven't got the ruby yet. I told you it's stashed in the basement. Haven't had a chance to get it. No. Oh, there's nobody here but a couple of stale characters called Topper and McCready. I'm a little leery of that one. Okay, Trixie. I'll work as fast as I can, then we'll blow this burg. Just you and me and the $50,000. All right, good night, sweetheart.
Here it is, Roger. Champagne. Oh, leave it alone, Topper.
Thought you might like some champagne. But it's a very good year.
But how did it jump into the room like that?
Well, it must have been a leap year.
Hi.
Hello. Where's Mary?
She's out walking Neil.
How come you're still up? Oh, I just wanted to be around in case Roger comes down again.
What a great guy you are, Topper. Now, who else would take such an interest in a guest they hardly even know?
Don't bother to thank me, George. Keeping an eye on Roger now might lead to something later on.
You're right. That boy's going places.
Yes, I feel he is, too.
Well, it's awfully nice of you, but you might as well go on up to bed. Roger won't be down any more tonight.
How do you know?
I fixed it. He seemed kind of nervous, so I slipped a sedative in his champagne. You'll probably sleep until noon.
Sedative, you imbecile.
Well, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing, George, nothing. I just hate to think how much trouble you could cause if you were alive.
I can't figure this guy out. He hasn't moved since his head hit the pillow.
I know, he took a sedative.
Sedative?
Well, I won't try to explain now. Come on, we got to wake him up, or he'll never lead us to that ruby.
Yeah.
That's the point, Roger. Come on, come on, wake up, Roger.
What happened?
Come on.
What happened?
Well, we wondered if there was anything you wanted.
No. Everything is fine. Except I can't figure out what made me go so sound asleep. My stomach feels funny, too.
Probably the champagne.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Why don't you get up and walk around the house?
Yeah.
Get yourself a headache powder.
Well, that might help. Thanks a lot.
There's a bottle right down in the kitchen now.
Thanks, I'll find it.
Sometimes I'm sorry. I'm a policeman.
Hey, Roger, that's the door to the basement. You must be walking in your sleep.
George, get away from there.
What's wrong with you? Now you scared him off again.
I stopped him just in time. He might have fallen down the stairs.
I wish you'd fall down the stairs.
I don't get it. One minute you're trying to help me, and now you wish I'd fall down the stairs.
He meant me.
I meant him.
Me?
No, I mean me. Every night I like a nice fall down the stairs.
All I was doing is trying to find something for my headache.
In the basement?
Well, I got a little mixed up, that's all.
Sure, he was walking in his sleep. Come on, Roger, you just sit over here and I'll bring you a headache.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, nothing. He's probably just trying to pull himself together.
Well, I've finally got Neil settled down for the night.
Well, you were gone long enough. What happened?
Well, there was a little trouble. He bit a policeman.
My gosh, where'd he bite him?
Well, I don't like to say, but no matter where he is right now, he's standing in a draft.
I wonder where he went. He wasn't acting like himself.
George, you should never tempt me with a straight line like that.
He was sitting right there in that chair. Holy smoke, the basement door.
There he is.
What's he doing with those bricks?
Roger, what are you doing? You're not still in jail. You don't have to tunnel out.
There's something awfully fishy about all this.
You cost me 6 years, baby. But now you're gonna put me right back in business.
Blood brother, eh, George, darling?
And after all the faith I had in him, it makes me feel kind of weak.
Well, George, what do you think of Roger now?
Please, Marion, don't rub it in.
We better go tell Top of the whole story.
And let him know we brought him a crook for a house guest? No, Marion. I'll have to figure out a way to handle Roger without Topper knowing.
You never learn, do you?
It's unbelievable. My old sweet buddy is still a dirty crook. Better keep close up, Roger. I didn't know I'd be down here all the morning.
Oh, you're still up.
Yes. Yes, I finally found the medicine. I feel much better now.
We were beginning to be a bit worried about you.
Oh, there's no need for that. Everything's under control. Now, what do you say we all go upstairs and get a good night's sleep, huh? Well, I'll see you at breakfast. Good night.
My, what a pleasant surprise to return home this morning and find Cosmo has guests. I was afraid he'd be lonesome.
Well, I've hardly been that, Henrietta.
Well, I'm sure looking forward to this wonderful home-cooked breakfast. Oh, say, by the way, you don't happen to have my favorite dish, do you?
What's that?
Strawberry preserves. I've loved them since I was a kid.
Why, of course. Cosmo, would you put some strawberry preserves on the table for Mr. Hartley? They're in that cupboard.
Oh, I'll get them, Mrs. Topper. Boy, do I love strawberry preserves.
Aren't they beautiful? Elsie and I worked all yesterday putting up a new batch.
Goodness. How did you get them home?
Elsie's brother-in-law brought me, and we put them away before any of you sleepyheads were even up. Just take any jar, Mr. Hartley. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Well, I'll dish it up.
Good. You didn't make a break for it. Boy, he must have ice water in his veins.
You should be chilly, too. After all, you are his blood brother.
I say, old man, don't you spread it on your toast?
No, toast would take away the flavor. I like it straight.
Maybe you'd better get another jar, Cosmo.
Maybe I'd better.
I've never seen anyone with such an appetite for preserves.
Remarkable. But I'm afraid you've eaten the last of them.
Oh, no, Cosmo. There's just one more. This is the last jar left over from last year. Silly me, I meant to use it first, but I forgot I put it in the drawer this morning.
You mean that was the jar? Oh, no. No. Here, give it to me. I'm famished for preserves. I'll open it for you, old man. You seem to be enjoying them so much. I think I'll have a dish myself. There. Help yourself. What? It's a ruby. Give me that. Give me that. I got him.
Push him over this way, George, and I'll feed you.
Look, what's happening now?
Good work, sir. Caught him with the goods.
You mean you were wise to me and the ruby all the time? Why, even before you arrived. Mr. McCready was with the police. They intercepted your letter.
Yes. We knew you had the ruby stashed someplace, but we had to catch you with it, sir.
And I ate all those preserves for nothing.
I don't believe I understand. Was he trying to steal my preserves?
I'll explain it all later.
Move, Hartley.
Dear, such excitement.
Where are you going?
To the store for more strawberries. Maybe I can make another batch with a ruby in it.
Well, George, Marion, you might as well show yourselves.
Oh, you mean you're still speaking to us?
Of course. And I hope this teaches you a lesson not to be dishonest.
Well, I really wasn't dishonest. I just lied about part of the truth.
I told him he should tell you Roger was a bad one.
Well, never mind. It's all forgotten, and I forgive you, George, for trying to hide it from me.
Ah, thanks, Topper. I guess every man deserves another chance.
You really mean it?
Of course.
Well, then when good old Roger gets out the next time, let's invite him to the house.
Oh, no.
What'd I say? Produced by John W. Lupton. A
a John W. Loveton, Bernard L. Schubert production. Starring Anne Jeffries, Robert Sterling, and Leo G. Carroll.